Good morning, everybody. It is our Readers Are Leaders book club. And what did I hear actually this week? A post from Jim Quick saying leaders are readers. So supposedly a lot of the most famous leaders throughout history have been avid readers. So that's pretty cool. That's a nice tip to know. So readers are leaders. This is our book club this morning, and I thought I'd change it up this week, and I'm going to start off with the junior book. And I love this book. It's called The Elephant and the Spider. And believe it or not, I actually just picked this up in anybody who lives near me in Wicklow, the Coins Cross service station. I actually picked up, there's a little selection of these books, and I just happened to be in the right place at the right time, and I picked up a selection of these, and I use them as a basis for summer camp. So when we need a little bit of quiet time, we sit down and we read these stories. So they're really, really inspiring. And this is a story about overcoming your fears. The Elephant and the Spider, if you can see that. And it's by Giles Andreae. Hopefully I said that right. Okay, so... Oh, and illustrations by Janet Cronin. Again, I hope I get these names right. So this is a story about overcoming your fears, and it has a little bit of a page here that says, my name is, so if you owned this book, you'd put your name in. And then hard things I am proud of doing are, and then you kind of list it. So you're just celebrating yourself and the things that you have done. So obviously my hard thing this week was doing the outdoor classes. So that was definitely a stretch. I tell you, I went home on Tuesday night and went straight to bed. It was full on, but it was absolutely worth it. And all the students really enjoyed themselves. So I'm really looking forward to, fingers crossed for next week. It was lots and lots of fun. So thank you for everybody who supported us doing that. So I'm very proud of myself, and I'm very proud of Donna that we pulled that off. So I am very, very happy today. And on with the story. So there once was an elephant who was most terrified of spiders. Now, I think we all know somebody who is terrified of spiders. The only time I'm not creeped out by spiders is when there's somebody who's more creeped out than spiders than me, and then I become super brave. I don't know why that is. And so if she even came near a spider, she would shriek and hop in a most unbecoming manner. Do we all know someone like that? This became an embarrassing social issue for the elephant, as well as a great personal inconvenience. Oh no, poor little elephant. This will not do, said the elephant one day. So that's obviously, she just had enough one day. So she took a journey into herself. Now, I've read this book loads of times in summer camp and to Oliver as well. And I only just noticed today when I was recapping this book that look how cute this is. So she's sending love. Look at all the hearts. She's sending all the love all the way around into herself. How gorgeous is that? I think we could all do that today. Should we all send some love to ourselves today? I would love to do that. Oh, and she's meditating because she's going, Om. Very good. And do you know my son's initials are Om, Oliver Murphy? Yes, that was on purpose. She travelled to the deepest, darkest corners of her being. Ooh. So she went deep, deep inside, and she looked harder and further than she had ever looked before. But she found no spiders. I wonder what that's about. She didn't find any spiders when she went looking. Yet just as she was about to turn back, something caught her eye. Now, can you see that? There's something sparkly in the corner. So something caught her eye. There in the middle of a glittering crystal web stood a tiny golden spider. How cool is this dude? Awesome. Oh my goodness. I would love to have that suit. And he's reading a book called F.Y.I. And combing his hair. He's got nice hair. And he's listening to music. Oh, well, we like music. Hello, said the spider, smiling. Hello, said the elephant. You are beautiful. Oh, there he goes. He's dropped his book and he's gone off on a dance. Thank you, said the spider. Do you dance? No, said the elephant. I do not. Well, they know where to go, don't they? They know to come down to F.Y.I. Dance Club and we'll teach them dancing. Oh, this is gorgeous. Look at that. But the spider gently took her by the hand, and on his crystal web they danced and they danced and they danced. Oh my goodness. This is like us, isn't it? We're dancing all day long. Until all the elephant's fears dissolved like music into the night. Wow. And there's a lovely picture. So I was reading this again and I was thinking that because she went looking to face her fears, that's how she overcame her fears. So I think that story, it's a story about overcoming your fears. And I think the message is that if we're afraid of something, so like when I was afraid that if we went to outdoor classes, that they might not go so well or something, but because we got brave and faced up to these fears, they end up going marvelously and the fears went away and we had the most fun. So maybe you can think about something that you're afraid of and that you've overcome, and then you should write it down and be proud of yourself. Stick it up on the wall for a week and be proud of yourself for a whole week and more. Okay, so we're on to our next book, which is Break the Mould. So we've been reading this a couple of pages at a time, and this is by Sinead Burke, How to Take Your Place in the World. So we finished it off on page 20 last week, and I absolutely love this. I read this a couple of times, just this same page, so I want you to listen very, very carefully, because this is what Sinead says in this book now that I'm passing on the message. So she's passing on a message. I want to encourage you to believe in yourself, to have pride in who you are, and to find comfort in your own skin, to be curious about the world around you, to discover your voice, and to dream as big as you can. I could literally read that all day long. So I'm going to read it again. Not all day long, though. I want to encourage you to believe in yourself. Okay, can you believe in yourself? To have pride in who you are, so feeling pride in who we are, and to find comfort in your own skin. That means just being happy with you just the way you are. To be curious about the world around you, well, that's, oh, good morning, Evine, how are you today? And so to be curious about the world around you and to discover your voice. So very important that you're able to speak about what your dreams are, really voice that. And to dream as big as you can. What's the biggest dream that you can possibly think of? I definitely think I want to go for world domination with my tacky, cheesy Christmas dances. That is my big dream. Literally to everybody, just one Christmas, hear a song going on and everybody start dancing this choreography and realise I have taken over the world with my tacky, cheesy Christmas dances. So I want you to be confident in fighting for what you believe in, to be ambitious about changing the world so that it is fairer for everyone. I want you to encourage others to use their voice too. That's so important. There are moments when these dreams might feel impossible. You might even feel like giving up. You might feel like your dreams should belong to someone else. But I'm here to remind you to have faith in yourself, because I've been in your shoes. I was a kid who felt different. I looked different to my friends and family, and at times I was the kid who wanted to fit in. Now, this is interesting because when we want to fit in and we want to make ourselves like everybody else, this goes back to like our tribal caveman times. Whereas if we weren't part of the group, then there's a chance that we would be left out of the group and then you'd have you'd be eaten by wild boars or something like that. But that's not so the case now. So what is really important now is, as she says here, but fitting in means hiding a part of yourself. So if you have to leave part of yourself, good morning, Emma, how are you today? I hope I see you back dancing very, very soon. So if we're hiding part of ourselves just so that we fit in with people, it means that we're not really being true to ourselves. And as Sinead says here, that she really wants us to believe in ourselves and find our own voice. And this is why I actually always love dancing. I was thinking about this, that when I didn't really fit in when I was a young person. I had lots of friends and everything, but I always felt slightly a bit different. And then when I was in my 20s and I started going over to London to train and to do other dance conferences, I went to all these different they were usually teacher conferences as well. And suddenly I realised I'd found my tribe. It wasn't that I was different. It's just that I had a different tribe. I needed a different tribe. And suddenly I wasn't the most crazy person in the room, which is always a nice thing. So, so maybe just because I didn't have my tribe here doesn't mean that your tribe isn't somewhere else. So it's choosing to not let the world see and experience all of who you are. I used to feel like hiding, but not anymore. I've learned to be proud of who I am, to not be afraid of what others might think, and to dream enormously big. And you can too. I'd like you to tell something that I've learned. The impossible is possible. And I heard a great thing one time is if you look at the word impossible, can you see the word impossible? It actually, if you break it up, it says I'm possible. Ooh, I'm possible. So what about that? So the impossible is possible. I'm possible. So watch out for Christmas time next year, yeah. The list of dreams. Now, I want us all to do this list of dreams, okay? So from a young age, I kept a list of dreams and ambitions. Do you guys do this? Have you got like dreams? And she's actually put them up in a big collage as well. Throughout this book, you'll read some of my stories and the moments where so many of my dreams have come true. You'll learn about some of the people who have inspired me, and I'll introduce you to lots of amazing people you might not be taught about in school. Ooh! So what's on your list? Because you might be different or feel different to other people in your class or your family, but this book is here to help you find the power in being different, to discover the things you love about yourself, to grow your confidence, to follow your dreams, to break the mold, and to find your place in the world. So if you're watching this on the replay or live now, you might even want to put in what one of your dreams are. I'd love to hear that. So grab a pen and paper and start writing your list of dreams and ambitions. Remember, this is your list, so write everything and anything on it that you want to achieve, even if it seems impossible, especially if it seems impossible. And you know my dream at the moment, so with my Brain Grooves program, I want to make sure that every child has a chance to really grow their brain in the best way possible. So that's why I'm going absolutely mad with all my lives, and I really want everybody to do their brain grooves so they can feel super good about themselves and so they can really strengthen their brains. So let's listen about Sinead's list. So she has, and this is a gorgeous illustration if you want to have a look at that, if you don't have the book yourself. So here's her list. She wants to write a fashion blog. Ooh, that sounds interesting. Attend a Met Gala. So that's a big fancy ball where you get to put on really cool outfits. She wants to use her voice and be a teacher. Stand up and with others. Change the world. Make a difference. Be kind. That's super important. Model on the cover of Vogue and find friends. Wow. So what are your dreams and ambitions, guys? So now it's your turn. Decorate your list and keep it somewhere safe, a place where you can refer to it often. So what I did with my dreams is I find when I keep things in a safe place, I kind of don't look at them enough. So I've tried, storing lists on my phone, but I've actually found that what I do now is in my office, so where I do all my lessons, this is me typing in my office, I've actually put it up just beside me. So whenever I'm like, say, waiting for an email to load or something, I look over and I read out one of my dreams and it just makes me feel good. This week, I really want to be a good parent. That's because I was a bit cranky this week, guys. I really was. So I really want to be a good parent this weekend and enjoy myself and be a little bit fun. But I was a bit stressed out this week, so I was a bit cranky pants. So I'm sorry, Oliver. So no one else has to see it if you don't want them to, or you could share it with your family or friends and encourage them to write their list too. Ooh, we could get our parents to write lists too. That would be awesome. It's up to you. This is all about you. It's the start of your brilliant journey. That's pretty cool. So let's say that again. It's up to you. This is all about you. And this is the start of your brilliant journey. Ooh, good morning, everybody. Thank you for joining me. Anybody who's just joined in. So we're on to chapter 2, which is all about to be you. Oh, to have a pet wolf. Evine, how do we do that? That sounds awesome. I know you've got Mittens. And how was Mittens' birthday? I hope Mittens had a good birthday. So what do we have? We have a hamster, a dog, a cat, and 5 fish. So we are fine. But a pet wolf, ooh, that is a good dream. In the beginning, we don't get to choose who we are. In reality, so much of who we are is out of our control. So Sinead says, when I was born, I didn't get to choose my name, the colour of my skin, the shape of my nose, if I was a boy or a girl, the type of family that I would be part of, the religion I would practice, the country I would be born in, or where I would lay my head each night. And you didn't either. Each of these characteristics and factors make us who we are as individuals. They form the basis of our identity and shape how we behave and how we see the world. We inherit so much of what molds us into ourselves. But Sinead asks us a question. What if you had a choice? If you could pick and choose the things that make you you, what would you choose? That is a good question. So what would you choose if you got to pick anything? And now, I don't know if this goes as superpowers. I know Oliver and I have been talking about superpowers, and I would definitely choose invisibility, flying, and we thought teleporting would be a good idea. So I think I would choose those. Teleporting would be pretty cool. That'd be pretty cool. I experienced a taste of this once. When I was in school, not only was I the smallest person in class, but even as I got older, I was always the smallest person in my entire school. For class photographs, I would always sit in the front row so that I could be seen. And on sports day, my teacher would let me have a head start in many of the races. Yet I would often forget that I was a little person, because looking through my eyes, I couldn't see what I looked like, even though it was so obvious to everyone else. I didn't realise I was small until I couldn't reach the light switch, or I had to climb to wash my hands at the sink. Other times I remembered that I was a little person because someone else pointed it out. That wasn't easy. In the playground at break time, I would spend time with my friends, and there was times when someone from another class would come over and ask, "Why are you so small?" "Ooh, to be a dancing dog, Emma." That would be pretty cool. That sounds like a pretty. So if we have invisibility, teleportation and flying and being a dancing dog, you know what? What more can you want? And we actually had a dancing dog in our choreography competition. Was it last month? Time go by. We had a dancing dog and they won the pet category, which was amazing. And the dog is called Murph. It's Ashling's dog. So because I am a little person, because of my physical disability, my arms and legs are shorter than most people, sometimes known as average height people. When I was 11 years old, I had an opportunity to change the way my body looked and in turn how others would see me. It was a big decision. The ability to change a part of myself was tempting and was possible with limb lengthening surgery that would make me taller. That does sound serious. And she's only 11. Have you ever broken your arm or leg? Maybe you fell off your bike, tripped in gymnastics or dance class, or just had an accident. It can happen almost too easily. After some panicked screams, you may have been brought to the hospital where the doctor held your broken bones very steadily, wrapped them in a plaster of Paris of brightly coloured cast. While your bones were in the cast, your limbs were quietly mending, growing back together and sealing the break to ensure your arm or leg returned to being flexible and functional, almost like magic. Wow, isn't the body amazing? Absolutely amazing. In many ways, the limb lengthening surgery was very similar to this. Instead of breaking a bone accidentally, I can't even read this. My legs would have to be deliberately fractured in the hospital by a doctor. And instead of giving me a cast for my bones to mend together, the doctors would have me fitted in a frame called a fixator to my limbs and tricked my bones into growing longer. It would take time, but new bone would grow and I would be taller. Wow. It would be complicated, it would be painful, school would be interrupted, and I would use a wheelchair for several months, but I would be taller. With the limb lengthening surgery, I might be able to do everything myself without help. Maybe I would be able to reach the light switch. Maybe I wouldn't need the head start in the race on sports day, and maybe other children wouldn't say cruel things in the playground. Maybe it would change my life. Maybe my life would be a little easier. Maybe the pain would be worth it because I would be taller. Without the limb lengthening surgery, I would need help. I still wouldn't be able to reach the light switch. I would need the head start in the race on sports day, and other children would probably say cruel things in the playground. My life wouldn't change. I would just be me. I had a lot to think about. Wow, that is intense. Oh my goodness. Trying to see, we're just coming up to the, yeah. So she'd made a list of pros and cons. So what would be, she has here light switch, sports day, playground if she did it. And the other one is being me. And remember we read that poem last week. If I want to be free, I gotta be me. So why would I change who I am? At almost 12 years old, being able to reach things was important, but the most convincing reason for me to choose to make myself taller was that I would fit in more. So we talked about that, isn't it, about fitting in? I would look more like the other girls in my class, and maybe I would make more friends more easily. Maybe they would like me more because the limb lengthening surgery would make me more like them. Well, we know we have to like ourselves first, so that's the most important thing. Good morning, Grace. How are you today? After thinking about it a lot, I decided the surgery wasn't for me. That's not to say the limb lengthening surgery is wrong, just that it would have been wrong for me. And you know, that's a great point to finish because we've been talking about our dreams as well. And I hope you do go away and make your dream list today. But what we all find is that we're always looking to see, well, what's everybody else doing to say whether it's right or wrong? And she had to make this huge decision at 12 years old to go, actually, do you know what? That might be right for somebody else and that's perfectly okay, but it doesn't feel right for me. And that's really, really what's important. And that's learning about what feels right for me. And this doesn't concern vegetables. We all need to eat our vegetables, guys, okay? Especially if we want to be doing our dance and we need to be fit and healthy. But this was such a super decision. Oh my goodness. At 12 years old that she had to make that decision. And she says a life-changing decision. We're going to finish up here. Perhaps you've already had to make big decisions to change something in your life, like I had to. Or perhaps you are thinking about something now, or you know someone who is deciding whether or not to make significant changes in their life. It can be hard and it can be confusing. Writing your thoughts down or talking with someone you trust can help they make things clearer. But remember, if people only want to be your friend because you're willing to change who you are, they aren't the kind of people you want to call a friend. We deserve better friends. Friends who celebrate and support us and allow us to be ourselves. Wow. How amazing is that, guys? I think we'll finish it up there. And just I'd love you to go off and make your dream list. And it can be as crazy or as I can't even say crazy. It could just be whatever you want it to be, and write down what your dreams are, what you would love to do. I especially love the be kind one. So one of mine is I'd love to be more flexible, because it does. I really have to work all the time on making sure that I have nice stretchy limbs for my dancing. For me, I want to be a good parent. That's always very important to me. And so Evie's going to try and make a wish list. That would be amazing. That's such a good idea. And on my wish list is obviously to be an awesome teacher. So that's obviously on my wish list as well. So if you guys want to stick in, if you make your wish list, I can come back and check the comments at any time, and you can stick them in there. Or you can stick it if your parents know how to send me on Messenger, and I can give you a big thumbs up for that as well. So we're going to make our wishes. We're going to be more kind. So we're going to make sure that just because people are different doesn't mean that anything is wrong. We want to make sure that we celebrate how different we are, because that is what makes the world such an interesting place. Wow, they were good books today. I am really loving this, and I'm loving that you guys are joining with me as well. I'd love to hear about what your dreams and lists are. And if you've had to make any difficult decisions, I definitely have never had to make a decision as difficult as that one. And I actually say thank you for that. My goodness, what an amazing, brave person Sinead is. So we thank her for that, and we thank her for writing this book. Okay, guys, I'm going to finish it up there. Thank you so much for watching with me. And if you're watching on the replay, do feel free to comment in. I'm sure your parents will show you how to do that. And you can tell me all about your wishes as well. But for today, I'm going to say have a happy Saturday. Have a lovely weekend. Enjoy the bank holiday. Oh, my goodness. So, you've got a couple of days off school. What are you going to do to really to play and explore and really, really have some fun? And I will see you guys in class next week. Thank you so much, Evie. Love you to bits. And see you in class next week. And keep fingers crossed for more good weather so that we can be outside again, because that was lovely. And look, I'm getting such a colour. I need more SPF. Bye, Emma. Take care. See you guys. Bye.